Welcome back. Today I want to give you a brief overview about what WordPin is. WordPin has a number of different tools in there, and we have creation tools, maintenance tools, analytic tools, so you name it, we got it in there. So first thing you're gonna do is to go on wordpin.click, and you are gonna get to a page like this. You can see a little bit what we're up to. So we have Analytics Hub, scheduling, keyword intelligence, a bunch of automated things that you can do. We use the Pinterest official API. We also try to write blog posts because we want to be up to date on things that are going on in Pinterest. And especially, I would suggest to read this article here, the Pinterest Performance Triangle, because that is kind of like how we think about Pinterest. So it's not only one component, it's a lot of different components. And I will have a separate video where I walk you through that. So what you do, then you go to, if you want to check out how much it costs. So we have 3 different accounts: a starter for $29 a month, a professional for $65, and an expert for $129 a month. And there are different access tiers. So you have access to different tools. You have access to different parallel pipelines. So you can go faster or slower depending from what tier you belong to. Also, you have, oh, my Amazon thing just went off. Also, you have 7-day free trial. You get 200 free credits as soon as you jump in. And when your trial is over, depending from what tier you picked, what subscription you picked, you can get an extra 150, 200, or 300 credits. If you don't want to have a subscription and you prefer pay as you go ahead. We have that too. You can buy 500 or 1,000 credits, and you can buy them, at once, and enjoy as much as you want. Now, Pinterest. So this is a test account. So there is not really much connected to it. But if you look on the left-hand side over here, there is a ton of information. So I'm going to walk you quickly through some of the main ones. So this is divided in 3 different blocks. 4 different blocks. 5. Oh my goodness. It's divided in 5 different blocks. Content analytics, where we have a suite of tools that allows you to look at your data, account, board, pins in a lot of different ways, under a lot of different angles. We have keyword tools, where we're going to help you understand what keywords might be good or not for your pins. We have content maintenance. We try to understand if some pins are doing, if you need to keep or not some pins, try to understand which ones are healthy and which ones are not. And we're going to help you also to understand what you can clean up, so which one you can delete. That's both for pins and boards. We have content schedules, which means that here you can track all the content you schedule on WordPin. Here are the stuff that have not been yet published, and those are the things that have been published. So you can quickly glance through all of them. Then we have the content creation aspect. So you can create images, and we have different image generation models. You can create blog and pins. So the cool thing about WordPin is that once you create images, they're already piped into the blog and pin creation, which means that you can pick the images you want to keep and then change whether you want to start or not creating a blog and pins with that. You can also, if you have an existing blog, you can make pins out of that. You don't need to create blogs from scratch all the times. You can have an existing blog and then make pins out of that. You can make infographic pins. That's a super cool thing. You can take a long form post and then make an infographic pins that has a step-by-step guide on how to do whatever you're describing in the long form post. Or it summarizes key points from your long form post, and you can make an variation of it and then make pins out of it. And that can be very efficient. You have something called visual pin modeling. So if you have been in the SEO or blogging space for a while, you always take inspiration from successful blogs and pins. And here we do the exact same thing. So you are going to pass the URL of a successful pin. And what's going to happen is that we are going to model after that the image, the writing, the keywords. And this is going to be helpful because if those images, if those pins ranked high, there is something in that pin and those descriptions that is helping. Again, Pinterest uses a gazillion different tools to evaluate whether a pin should go up on should be on the top or not. So it's not just how an image looks or how what kind of keywords it has in there. There are other metrics as well. For example, taxonomy is one of them. But in here, we're going to try to model after pins that are already successful, which means that it might give you higher chances to rank higher as they do. And also you can make directly pins out of there. You can make pins out of there, but you can also link to an existing URL, which means that if you have a blog that you already want to link to, you can use that, or you can create a new blog from scratch. You can do all of that. We have the very simple create your own pin, basically. So you can create a pin manually. You can upload an email, check some text of a background image if you want to, add a title, add the description. We can write it for you if you want, and you can either upload it or you can schedule it. You can also have a bulk pin upload. So what that means is that you can take an Excel file and you can upload that, where you have one pin per each row. We have some requirements for that, and I have a separate video where I discuss this. And you're going to pass that file. You're going to upload your images, and then you confirm that they work, and then we schedule them for you. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool, neat feature. In here, let me go quickly through the content analytics as well, because I went very fast. So here we look at your account data. So those are your impression, outbound clicks, and saves, and you can do this over time. The cool thing is that you can have an email digest that comes in and telling you what the updates on your traffic are whenever whenever you decide you want it. So this you can have it weekly, or you can have a daily digest. Board analytics is also very important. So what board analytics does, it takes the data from your board. In this case, it's checking if I already have the data, which I don't have. So those are just random boards that I added to this test account. But basically what happens here, you have visuals on the metrics for your boards, and you're gonna collect them up here straight up from Pinterest. So we use the official Pinterest API, and then we analyze them for you. So we tell you what's doing well, what's doing not well. We look at the pins in there. We give you metrics. We are gonna help you decide what's working and what's not. Then the pin analytics, it's an incredible tool. We're gonna analyze longitudinally, which means over time. Here, of course, I have no data loaded because again, this is a test account. You're gonna analyze over time the metrics. There can be impressions, saves, or outbound clicks, and we can understand patterns, understand what's going up, what's going down, why something is going up, why something is going down. You can select specific pins for that, or you can also upload the CSV data that you export from Pinterest. So you upload them here, and then we can visualize them for you and analyze them for you. We have Pin Inspector. The Pin Inspector allows you to add a pin ID or URL, and we can only analyze them whether it's yours, whether it's one of your pins, or a public pin. If somebody has a private pin, we cannot look at that because we are using only Pinterest authorized access points. But what it will do, it will basically retrieve the information that are either public or yours, and then you can extract keywords and then work out from there. We have an audience interest explorer. In this case, again, it's not connected, so it's not working, and it's expected not to work now. You need to add a couple of information here, we tell you exactly how to do it. You need the Pinterest ad account ID in this case, but this is the audience insights, and we break it down. You can see a lot of information based on the interest of your audience. We have a pin tracker. This is a fantastic tool. I really love it. Here, a lot of times I need to go back and forth to see how a pin is performing. Here we make it so much easier for you. Depending from what subscription tier you have, you can have access to, you can track up to 100 pins. And your pins, you can add them here. You have the pin ID. As a tag, I always suggest to use the keyword associated with the pin plus something else to make it specific, or you can put everything into a file and upload that. Pins will show up here, and then you can visualize daily data across 90 days for all of these pins. And the best part is that we automatically look for signals where where your pins either skyrocket up or skyrocket down, and we send you an email for that. And about emails, here you can enable notifications, which means that you can actually have directly in your inbox a tracker or a digest on how your pins are performing. You will see, you can either, I get it personally day by day because I like data, I like seeing the numbers, and I like seeing the daily changes. And you can track exactly how they're doing, if they're going up, they're going down, respective to the previous days. It's a great tool. I really, really like it. We also have the pin trend analysis. So what this does, the way we developed it was to answer the question, how can we group pins based on how they perform over time? Because we cannot answer all the questions with a single tool. We need to have specific question for specific tools so we get better answers. So in this case, we are going to look at patterns of metrics. So metrics can be impressions, saves, or outbound clicks in here. And then we look at longitudinal data, which means over time, how do they perform? So have they been consistent over time? Have they been going up over time? Or have they been going down over time? So we group those, and then in each of these groups, you can ask some questions like keywords, patterns, to see what kind of pins you have. And the reason why that's cool is because then you can capitalize on those that are doing well and maybe steer away from those that are not. Now, the pin taxonomy map. This is a really cool tool because one of the elements that really helps Pinterest understanding where he should show, where Pinterest should show your pins is its taxonomy. Now the taxonomy is, look at that as a categorization, which means that what category does this belong to and who should I show this with? And this is part of the Pinterest performance triangle, because together with the visuals and the keywords, knowing the right taxonomy and having the right taxonomy helps Pinterest better understand what your pin is about. Here we run a very, we took a second to develop this because we had to do a lot of tests and there is a lot of backend things that we had to do to have it run smoothly. And you can choose between 100 and 5,000 pins. And the reason why we cap at 5,000 is because it takes some time to run all of those classifications, and we want to make sure you don't wait forever. What I would normally suggest in this case, start with 100 random pins and then run the analysis. And what you will see is like a series of bubbles that will explain what taxonomy, what categories your pins belong to, and see also what's missing. And knowing what's missing will help you create content that can better communicate to Pinterest what the focus of your pin account is. And then you can upload analytics. Of course, you need to upload your data if you want to. If you export them from Pinterest, you upload them, and we analyze them and process them for you, and you can look at them in the account, board, and pin analytics. Then I'll show you a couple more. So we have the Keyword Explorer. This is pretty cool because what it does, it creates so let me see if I can. Let's see, summer dresses. This is again, it takes a couple of minutes. This is a test account, so I'm not sure if it's connected with everything. But what it's doing right now, it's looking for keywords that are being used in Pinterest. It looks at the volume, and also what it does, it looks at similar keywords. So you don't get just, in this case, I don't know, summer dresses. I just put that up randomly. You don't look just at that one. You look at that one and you get a set of keywords that are related to that. This is more of a deep tool analysis where it really in the back end, it runs quite of a deep search, and that's why it takes a few minutes to run. So you always have to be patient for it. Don't just run away from this page just because it takes a minute. And for example, so you get summer dresses. It's pretty cool. You can move this around. I like these graph-like settings. Summer dresses. Then it tells you the volume for dresses beach, wedding dresses, sundresses, summer dresses white for women, sundresses women, and all stems from this main keyword here. And then you can click on those. You can select it, copy, or expand it. And if you expand it, basically it runs the same search that it just ran. Okay, so then we have seed keyword completion. here you start with let's say you need some ideas and you don't really know where to start from. So you start from a basic word like kitchen, garden, fashion. It works best if you have 1 or 2 words, no more than that. And then it gives you a longer list of potential expansion of those that you can use to either test for your pins or look for volumes and so on. Then a trend explorer. Trend explorer is similar to what is also present in Pinterest. We have a visual in this way, which is organized by yearly changes. And then also we have the Pinterest ranking that starts from number 1 and then goes down to number 50, if I'm not wrong. Yep, number 50. And in here you can see the search over time. So it's interesting. It looks like DIY wrapping paper is going up a lot. And yeah, I mean, it's a great tool that you guys can use. Now, there is a lot of other things that we can look at, and here I'm just really scratching the surface because I wanted to give you an overview of how WordPin works and mostly what's available in WordPin. So you're going to go to wordpin.click. Here you can see our homepage. We also write blog posts in case you're interested in keeping up with either some analytic aspects of the Pinterest engineering team, or just simply interested in some more trendy news. And you can go on Start Free Trial. And we have 3 different tiers: starter for $16.99, professional for $32.99, and expert for $64.99. But you get 7-day free trial no matter what you choose, and you get with that 200 trial credits. Those are just for free for you to use, and they do not expire. On top of that, once your 7-day free trial is over, you can get once your subscription starts, you get 150, 200, or 300 bonus credits. That is just our way. Sorry. That is just our way to say thank you for joining WordPin and being part of our family. If you do not want a subscription, we also have pay as you go. You have an occasional creator where you can get 500 credits, or you can buy 1,000 credits. They're valid for 6 months. And then after that, you can either renew, you can switch to a subscription, or get more. If you have any questions, just go on Contact Us, send us a message, and either me or somebody else will be able to answer to you as soon as possible. Thank you again, and hopefully I will see you on WordPin. Bye bye.